welcome to my...
Hi guys, I am sitting here in the car waiting. Today is the graduation cap toss for our daughter's school. So we came out here a little bit early. As you see, I have a shopping bag in the back seat of the car. We went to Belk's today and looked around for some ideas for wedding outfits for our daughter's wedding. We were actually looking for a certain color of dress shirt for my husband, which we struck out today, but I'm imagining that there's going to be more and more inventory in the next few weeks. They just reopened the stores in North Carolina, so I have not gone back to work yet for my summer job. I'm kind of going back and forth. I really know that I need to take some time for me this summer, and I need to make sure that I rest. I was at home, and so in some ways I was getting to sleep in later and things like that, but I was literally working my tail off during distance learning. And I know that, like, mentally my stress level was way up. Emotionally and mentally I just really need to decompress so that I'll be ready for the next school year. So might be taking on some additional responsibilities next year. It just depends on what they decide for roles for over the summer. They're gonna make some decisions about who's doing what. So it'll be interesting to see. I might have some different prep than what I had this year. I just want to make sure that at the end of the summer this year that I have truly rested myself and that I'm prepared for a new school year. So the nice thing is that we do not have summer reading camp this year. I was supposed to do my principal internship this summer at the elementary school by doing summer reading camp, but because of COVID-19, the whole process of getting signed up for an internship kind of got slowed way down, and I just decided that with everything that was going on and all the additional things that I had to do to make sure that that I was prepared for my own students, I just didn't feel like it was a good time for me to even worry about the internship. So I just made an executive decision for myself that it's okay and that I'm going to allow myself to take the time to do it properly and not try to do it in a crazy time of everyone's lives. And I'm glad I did that. So we will see. I may end up being one of those people that I don't even get to my internship until next spring. I can continue working the job that I'm doing, and there's plenty of things for me to learn. If I end up doing the exact same job in the fall, I'll be happy and I'll be challenged and I'll enjoy what I'm doing, so it doesn't really matter. But what does matter is that I slowed down this summer. I'm kind of trying to get back in shape now because I was sitting in front of a computer all day long, and I've had some problems with my knee. I need knee surgery. I need a knee replacement. I'm trying to put that off for a little while because when I get the knee replacement, I'm going to have to be down for like 2 or 3 months. I really won't be able to do much of anything. And I really didn't have that opportunity this summer because of one daughter graduating, the other daughter getting married, and I just didn't feel like it was a good summer for me to do that. Originally, I thought I was going to be doing my internship, and so it really wasn't a good time because I am going and getting gel injections for my knee, and I got my last round of gel injections, I think it was in March, at the beginning of March, or maybe it was February, and those last for 6 months. So that was my solution to take care of me but still balance my responsibilities. That's what I'm doing, and when they wear off in 6 months, then I'll get another round of them, and if I have to do that a couple more times before I can get my surgery, then that's what I'll do. So honestly, if I would have realized the way that things were going to go down, it would have been great for me to have done this like at the beginning of March, and then I could have just stayed at home and worked from home. But I didn't know that, and by the time I realized that I was in that situation where we were going to be home for so long, that it would have worked. At that point, they weren't really taking knee surgeries anymore because that's considered an elective surgery. So anyway, so right now I'm digging out in my house. I don't know how many of you do that over the summertime, but the first couple weeks of summer, I usually end up having to catch up on my laundry, go through some of my things. I don't always have time to do that, like sorting and purging of things that I'm not using. You know, I usually do that over Christmas break, and then kind of sneaks up on me and I need to do it again. So right now we're getting ready because in the fall, after my daughter's wedding, we're going to be moving into the parsonage. My husband is a United Methodist pastor, and we are wanting to move into the parsonage that is owned by the church. It's a cute little house. We're going to see it on Sunday, so I'm super excited about that because the lady that's living in it right now, that's renting it, she's agreed to allow us to go in and look around and kind of get an idea of the space that we're going to have. And also there's some furniture there that belongs to the church. So we kind of want to just look and see what's there, what do we need, what do we not need, what will we be using of the churches, what do we maybe need to find a home for temporarily while we're living there. And I'm just excited. I'm excited about, you know, the chance to live close to the church. It will also put me like 30 minutes closer, 35 minutes closer to work, which is nice. So it will shorten our commute. It's not going to save me driving completely because my daughters will still be living in the city that we're in now. So I'll still be going out, you know, where we're living now to see them on a regular basis. But it will be nice on the day-to-day to just be able to have a little bit, you know, less of a commute, and it'll be so nice to be close to all of the people in our church. And being part of the community, I think, is a really important thing when you're working, you know, as a pastor and pastor's wife, that it's hard to know what's going on with your community if you're not there. So super excited to go see the place on Sunday and just see what the layout's like. I want to kind of envision how I'm going to set everything up, and I'm thinking about if I need to do a yard sale, what type of things I might put in my yard sale that I'm not going to want anymore, that kind of thing. So, fun times. So, it's all about going through my stuff right now, getting back on some sort of a routine that is like an exercise routine, but I have a lot of challenges. I'm going to do some Pilates because that will strengthen things and hopefully kind of realign my body. And I'm going to be losing weight this summer. I'm not expecting to lose a ton of weight, but I'm trying to lose about maybe 20-25 pounds before the wedding, just so that I can look my best without stressing myself about some crash diet or something. I just want to get healthy again, and that will help me with getting ready for next school year and being in a good place, because as you know, when you lose weight and you're exercising and eating all the right things, then you just feel better overall. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm in that really, you know, readjusting my priorities and refocusing on taking care of myself. I always say every year that I'm not going to ever get to that point where I'm neglecting myself at the end of the year, but I just feel like as a teacher, there's a certain amount of that that's going to happen the last month of school. I do feel like I did much better this year with taking time out for myself throughout the year. And one thing that Joe and I have been doing is scheduling little mini trips throughout the year that are just fun and relaxing for us, just to kind of take a break. So we're getting ready to go to Philadelphia. We are not sure exactly when we're going this summer because of the fact that they haven't reopened things there the way they have here. So there are a few things that we want to go see, like the Liberty Bell, and there's just some different things that we don't want to go until they're open. So we're kind of playing it by ear. We're waiting to see when they lift restrictions in Pennsylvania, and we're going to go from there. But we've been planning kind of what we're going to do. The party for Ainsley, our youngest daughter, for her graduation is coming up in another week. So I've been working on that, and Also working on the bridal shower, which is coming together pretty quickly, and that will be the 27th of June. After all of that, I think my family might stay for a little while and hang out with us since we live at the beach. And then we'll probably go out there and visit them. Depending on what's going on in Pennsylvania at that time, we might make a longer trip and go out there. Last year we went on a trip to Maine, and I loved it. We had so much fun. We got to go to the Lobster Festival in Rockport, Maine, and that was cool to see. And we just went to Old Orchard Beach, which is a beautiful place. The campground that we stayed in was gorgeous. There were so many tall pine trees, and it was just like everything that you think of like a Maine vacation. That was what we got to do last summer. We had a really good time. And it was just neat traveling through all of those states too and seeing all those different places. So anyway, I love to travel. It's like our thing that we have planned on doing ever since we got married young. We told ourselves, well, we're getting married young, we're having our kids young, so we'll be able to travel in our, younger old age. So we're kind of at that point now where we're starting to do it. Last year, we kind of really made a decision that, that time of our lives was beginning and that we were going to make it a priority, go places every year, even if it was short trips, even if it wasn't anything expensive, we were going to just make travel a priority. So that's what we have been doing. I am starting the curriculum committee that I told you about that I was going to have the opportunity to do. And I'm working on lesson plans. I just recently opened up the lesson plan requirements and started kind of wrapping my mind around everything that I was going to have to do. And I will be working on that. Probably going to start that on Monday. I've kind of got some ideas of rolling around in my head of what I want to do. But when I'm doing a project like that, I'm the kind of person that I kind of like to get that big picture in my head, maybe make a few notes. But then once I start, then I'll really dig into it and I'll do a whole bunch at once. So it's kind of a neat thing. The GoOpenNC grant that was given out to different school districts, it allows schools to put together a team of teachers to create digital integration lessons. And it helps pay for compensation for the teacher's time. So I am going to get compensated, which is really nice. But to be honest with you, these are things that I would be doing anyway. So I feel really grateful to be a part of this and have the opportunity to share with other teachers in the state and give them some cool ideas for lessons connected to the standards that have the possibility for remote learning as well as in-person learning. And like I said, it's just really nice to get compensated because, it's stuff that we have to do anyway. Like I said, I'm preparing for a series of videos for you guys. One of the things has to do with NGSS, and I'm going to have some linked materials. I haven't started my Teacher Pay Teacher store yet. And, I'm going to say something about that really quickly because I know that this GoOpenNC committee that I've been asked to be part of, one of the things is that they don't want teachers to have to pay for lessons. And I think that's wonderful. I think we should, as professionals, all share with each other. But I also think that there is kind of a stigma against Teachers Pay Teachers that part of it is inaccurate. I'm not saying that there aren't resources on Teacher Pay Teacher that are not the greatest resources or that you don't have to be very careful. But what I am saying is that Teacher Pay Teacher can be a great thing for the teachers that are submitting the lessons and also for the teachers that are looking for something. But you have to know how to evaluate what you're looking at. It's really important that you know your district standards, you know your state standards, and the curriculum that you're required to teach, and that you critically evaluate any resource that you're going to use. That doesn't matter whether you're going on Teacher Pay Teacher, whether you're searching something online, whether you are part of a curriculum committee that's trying to find different resources for teaching a particular topic. Whatever you're doing, when you're a teacher, one of your primary roles is to evaluate potential resources to see what kind of fit they are for the students that you will have. And even as you're in the classroom working through your school year, you're not necessarily going to use the same materials with each group of students. You're not going to use the same materials for every period of the day. It just depends on the kids that are sitting in front of you, because we don't teach curriculum, we teach students. So as long as you keep that in your mind and you're looking at your standards, you're looking at who you have in your classroom, how you're going to personalize learning for those students, then Teachers Pay Teachers can be just one of many great resources. Some people feel that you shouldn't get paid for sharing resources, but we are professionals and our time is worth something. Our time that we spend creating resources is time that we could be spending with our family members. And I don't think that there's really anything wrong with the opportunity for teachers to make some money off of their resources. Now, as I do start my Teacher Pay Teacher store, anything that I put out there, it's not going to be expensive. I don't want it, to charge teachers so much for resources that it's cost prohibitive. What I want to do is put some things out there that I'm already working on, have the opportunity to share and influence other teachers, and then, if I make the prices reasonable, then I can actually touch more teachers. So I just want to say that like I said, I think that it's great that the state of North Carolina has developed this GoOpenNC network, but at the same time, like I said, it's one of many resources. So all I'm saying here, I guess today, is use your resources. Don't be afraid to use different resources. Make your teaching sparkle by not just going to the same thing every time. Pick different things for different times, different seasons of the year, but keep in mind, who are you teaching? Because we teach students, not curriculum. And, what do they need the most at that moment? And what do your standards say? This is kind of like an all-encompassing video today. And I just threw a little bit of everything in that's going on in my life in here, but I'm going to get more specific, and that is starting soon. So I will let you know when I put my first videos up that are for resources this summer, and I can't wait to get started with some of the ideas that you guys have sent me and messaged me asking for different things. Really excited to help you this summer. And if you have any questions about anything that's on your mind that you're trying to plan for next year, let me know, because I do want to help you and make our classrooms better. I love meeting new teachers and hearing what's going on in their classrooms and the challenges that they face, and sharing my own challenges. So I'm gonna let y'all go because I think it is close to being time for the cap toss, and I'm going to enjoy spending time with my family. As always, don't forget to work hard, be kind, and amazing things will happen. Have a great day.